Hey, yeah, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's go, let's go, let's get started today. Go ahead and let your friends know we are going to start another episode, another live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast, hosted by Angela M. Odom. And so come on in, go ahead and let your friends know. Let's do this today, get some goodness out of this engagement, this interaction. And I'm just wondering, right? Imagine what it would be like 100 days from now, if you could be in the best shape of your life, you can write and publish your book or your song. You become, the leader within your organization that you want to be. You have impressed your bosses so much that they're like, bam, here's a new position and new responsibility, new raise, all those things. In 100 days, what if you could improve your grades if you're a student and get on the dean's list? What if you could start a business that you love? Do something. So many people with so many side hustles. So what if you could do that in 100 days? What if you could generate revenue for your current business? Like you would actually get the systems in place so that you can generate revenue in 100 days. What if you could restore or strengthen relationships with your best buds from the folks from elementary school or college, your old neighbors? What if you could strengthen those relationships, with your family, with your friends, with the people that you profess to love and admire and respect? What if you could strengthen those relationships in 100 days, right? What if you could, like, pay off thousands of dollars of debt and become debt free or get on the road to being debt free, improve your credit score? What if you could do all these things in 100 days? What would that look like for you? Relief, right? Because I've been in debt at one point with people calling me like, "Hey, when you gonna pay us? What's up? What's up?" And that is stressful. Very stressful. Of course, that's been a few years ago, right? So I had to do something different from that. About relationships that just kind of drop by the wayside. Go back and pull them back in, pull them back in. Reach back in. You do something different in 100 days. What does that look like? Right? What does that look like? If you're like a farmer or someone who gardens, do your own gardening, you know that the concept of reaping and sowing, that's what you live by. Within 100 days, you could transform, um, your garden into something amazing, right? 100 days if you are a gardener or farmer. If you're in the army, like I served for 27 years in the army, and at the beginning, when you are a civilian, you go into the training mode, and within a few months, your mindset has changed, your confidence is lifted. You are capable and able to do things that you did not even fathom that you might be able to do in within 100 days. And so you think about that. What if you're just like one of those people with the big buttitis, big gooditis. You can't fasten your pants. So you're just like, my God, I need another size dress or whatever it is. What if within 100 days you actually focus your attention, your time, your resources, and you change your eating habits? You change the way you move your beautiful body. In 100 days, you could see a difference, right? It's amazing, the things like just Mother Nature, right? If you just stand around and look, from winter to summer to spring, all these different times, you can see the flowers and the pollen that comes with that, the transformation, the things that happen around us within 100 days. When the politicians take office, they go on and on about what's happening in the first 100 days. They're establishing their platform, the strategy, the objectives, what priorities, what they're going to focus on in 100 days. 100 days. And so that's what I want to focus on today with you is 100 days. 100 days. What can you do in 100 days? Hey, Carrie, 100 days. What could you do? And so I'm going to just share with you some things to consider as you shift and decide and try, to move forward in 100 days. And I wrote my little list here, and I'm going to share that with you. 100 days. So my name is Angela Odom. I'm the founder of the Better You Project and the host of the Better You Leadership Podcast. And most important, I'm the lady who in 100 days is attempting to do something different in my own life. So I'm telling you what has worked for me before, and I'm also telling you um, what might work for you. So you use what you can, use what works for you, right? But I'm going to give it to you. It's like I'm going to gift this to you, right? Like this. Let me do it right. I'm going to gift this to you. And so, what in the world is happening? Sometimes we are multitasking. I think multitasking is a flat out lie. This whole concept of do more with less, do more all the time, be tired and cranky and overwhelmed. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? So I'm telling you, that's number one, is to stop multitasking. So as you decide, okay, I'm starting today, and then you look out to 100 days, whatever that is, you can literally go into the your browser on your phone or whatever device you're using and say, what is 100 days from now? And it'll tell you the date, right? And so you want to stop multitasking. Decide, okay, I'm going to focus on this one thing, this one concept. It might be your big butt. It might be your gut. It might be eating habits. It might be relationships. It might be, your finances. It could be your job, a specific skill that you want to improve. And, that would be a job as in working for someone else. It could be your own entrepreneurial spirit. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to start my own side hustle. Whatever it is, right? So what you do is you go ahead and you just get out a piece of paper. I like the paper, right? Or you put it on your phone or your device, whatever. You do that. Don't get caught up into the method, but just write down a bunch of things like, you know what? I want to do boom, 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 whatever it is. And don't get caught up in somebody else's opinion of what you should and should not do and how you should and should not thrive. And oh my God, you can't, you don't ever finish. Tune that foolishness all the way out. It's a new day. It's a brand new day. So the first thing is to stop multitasking, right? And number two is stop being so busy. And you say, well, how do I stop being so busy? I have so much to do. There's so many people depending on me. I mean, oh my God. Yeah, some of that is because you want to hear them say, oh, good job. Way to go. Thank you. Oh, she always helps out. Oh my goodness, we can always count on her. Yeah, that is foolishness. So I want to back out of that, right? It's 100 days. Back out of being so busy, right? And I'm going to ask that you meditate in silence daily. I do that, right? Sometimes it might be, 2 minutes. Sometimes it might be 2 hours. Like nothing else is on. No music, no radio, no TV, no kid. It's silence, right? No puppies, no hugger. I said hugger, right? So none of that. So just silence for whatever amount of time works for you. And this is so that you can just think without somebody else's opinion or influence. To just think, and you're like, my God, that's going to be boring. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be bored, right? So number one, multitasking, just cut it out. Do one thing at a time. And so choose one something that you want to see manifested in your life in 100 days. That's what I mean. One. And then stop being so busy. That's number two. And that's up to you, right? And then meditate in silence daily. Um, and number four, I want you to shut your big old mouth. Just focus on listening more than you talk. Shut your big old mouth. You're like, whoa, did you just say shut your big old mouth? Yes, I did. I want you to listen more than you talk. And what is that going to do for you? And what does it do for me? Is I'm able to get more input. I'm able to hear other people's opinions and the way they see things, because the way I see things it's not necessarily the only way for that thing to be seen, right? I get some input from other people, and I'm able to, process what's going on with me. And I'm like, oh, I never even thought of it that way. So shut your big old mouth and listen more than you talk. Number three is mind your own business. Mind your own business. Oh my goodness gracious. Mind your own business. Stop talking about other folks and what they're doing and comparing yourself to other people. Especially, I remember when my son was, he was probably about 7 or 8, right? 7 or 8. And we were living on a military installation at the time. And I remember, we were all of the families, we were out together, and we were with the kids running around. We were relaxing, talking. It was a good, positive environment. And I looked and I saw another little boy about my son's age was what was the little boy? I think he was doing backflips or something. He was like literally the little boy was doing backflips. They had him in like the gym class or some gymnastics or something, and it wasn't a little girl, it was a little boy. And I remember thinking, oh man, I think maybe I'll put my son in the one of those classes so he could do that. I was comparing my situation to theirs, right? And then I remember, I had a conversation with the mom, like, how does that work? She was like, are you kidding me? Oh my God, it takes up so much time. It takes up so much time. He don't want to do it. So she went from A to Z complaining and really just sharing her own frustrations. And then I realized I cannot compare somebody else's outside of their house to what's going on into the inside of the house, right? And so just think about what I just said on that. Don't compare what somebody's else, perfect looks like, because you don't know what in the world they have to do to get to that. And I did not want to do that. Besides, I'd asked my son. He was like, "No, ma'am." He didn't want to do it anyway, right? So mind your own business. That's what I'm doing. Mind my own business, right? And then number 6 is show up for yourself first and serve others from the overflow. So I have a sticky up on my wall over here that's exactly what it says. And so what does that look like when you show up for yourself first and then serve others from the overflow? It could be as simple as if you have, have your job to attend, your work to attend, you have other people's business that you have to attend to, pay attention to, focus on. So you might have to get up a little early, a few minutes early, an hour early, to do the things that you want to get done, right? Because of just your schedule and other people's expectations of what you should do. So you have to show up for yourself first. And then sometimes that's a matter of just saying, no, I'm not available for that, whatever that might be. Show up for yourself first, and then serve others from the overflow, whatever you have left, right? Put your big rocks in your rucksack first, and then whatever you have left, you can give that time, attention, resources. Could be a matter of paying your light bill, right? Somebody calls you, say, hey, can I have I really need some help. Do you have $20, $30? Well, if you hadn't paid your light bill, the answer is no, I don't. And without any excuses, you could just, I don't. I really wish I could, right? Or you just say, no, I'm not able to do that. That makes sense. Does that make sense? And then number 7 is use a calendar. Use a calendar. So what we're focusing on is 100 days, right? what I do in my 100 days is what we're talking about today. What can we get done in 100 days? And I'm giving you some things to consider as you determine what it is you want to see manifested in your life in 100 days. And so number 7 is use a calendar. I use a Google shared calendar, Gmail and all that. I use that because I could use it on my laptop, my phone, other devices. I can sign in other places. And then it gives you the option to create compartmentalize different things using different calendars. So for my son's activities, there's a whole calendar with his name on it. And then for my work, my business, all these other things, family. So you can have that and you can see different things. The thing I would encourage you to do is before you accept a commitment, before you decide to do everything else, then you want to make sure that you put it on the calendar or look at the calendar first. 100 for 100 days. That means so I've always said, stop being so busy. So use a calendar. And one of the things I initially I was not doing, let me back up. So I served for 27 years in the Army, and over the last probably five-ish, no, maybe like 10 years, I had admin person, someone who would manage my calendar. And initially, when I got out of the Army, I didn't know how to manage my own calendar. I didn't know how to manage my own day because people had been doing that for me. And so I learned to put, group things together. As far as the time block, I also learned to include the travel time to location. So I would actually accept commitments, thinking I can, zoom, and get to these various places. I had not considered the transportation time. By the way, the preparation time for things. So just as far as commitments, making sure that you manage a calendar, use a calendar. And then number 8 is stop committing. It's okay to say no, or that you are not, you don't have the capacity. I've been saying it a lot, right? It's true. Like I don't have the capacity to take that on right now, and it's true. So you use whatever, but stop committing to things that are outside of that which you have prioritized, right? Stop committing. And so for me, between the hours of 3:30 till about 6:30, right? I try not to have anything on my calendar. I try to keep that space clear because my priority is to be a good enough parent, right? To be engaged, to be involved, to be aware of what's going on with my, me as a parent. So during that time, and this guy, he halfway want to talk to me in the first place, right? But when he does, I want to be available and open to that. So that's me, right? So calendar, manage your whole calendar and stop being so busy. Stop committing your time, your attention, and resources to things and to people who are not aligned with your priorities. So for 100 days, right? For 100 days, you just want to stop committing to other things. And then the things that you have committed to doing, keep your commitments. Integrity is incredibly important. Keep your commitments and then close those things out. But don't go and get something else on your plate because you have to have space and room for you. This is about your next 100 days, right? So you want to have the space to think, to try things and fail because you're gonna fail, right? And so don't worry about that. And you're gonna fail until you don't, right? Right? You're gonna keep evolving. And then number 9 is get out of debt, right? DEBT, get out of debt, right? And so there's so many. You can go to YouTube and come up with a system, right? The whole pay yourself first, or pay the interest rate, pay the highest interest rate, then pay whatever that system is. Pay $5, $10, whatever it is. Get out of debt. Now, you might not be able to completely get out of debt in 100 days, but at least start that process. And why do I say that? Why do I say get out of debt? Because that's most likely the reason you're working so hard and you're overcommitted, or you are spending time on something that you really don't want to spend time on. You working somewhere or working with other people that you don't even like or respect, or you're like, oh, that's because you're in debt, right? That might be one reason. I know for me, I'm like, oh crap, I've got to have some flexibility. I've got to have some attitude money, right? Right. So if you're in debt, you're most likely to do things or commit to projects and people when you necessarily, it's not good for your spirit. It's not good for your growth, your development. And so get out of debt, right? So next 100 days, sit down and think about, get a realistic picture of what you owe, and then start to chip away at that. And don't create more debt, right? Get your mind straight. 100 days, 100 days, 100 days. That's what we're talking about. One, oh, did I do it the wrong way? 100 days, right? I cracked myself up. And then the other thing is improve your credit score. Like this is not a debate on whether, the credit score is ethical or good or bad, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff for 100 days. So improve your credit score. Pay the stuff you hadn't been paying. Have take a look at the amount of debt you have. Do all those things and clean your credit up. And why do I say that? Because what you want to be able to do is um, get more stuff. You want to have that leverage. If your goal is anything to do with finances or houses or cars, or just you're going to help your kids out, or whatever it is, then you want to have a good credit score, so you're not paying so many other fees, or you're not paying more than you need to or should, right? So get that straight. And then and number 11, we're almost done, right? Number 11 is seek progress, not perfection. You're right. As you're moving through your 100 days, and you've determined, okay, I have my priorities of what I want. And then you just pick the one, right? Let's just do one of those things. It might be to make your belly firmer, smaller, or something, right? You might want to improve on your public speaking ability. It might be that you want to strengthen the relationship with your your boo, your husband, wife, your kid, your neighbor, whatever. You want to strengthen the relationship with your boss. You want to start a new business, whatever it is. Um, we're seeking progress, right? Not necessarily perfection, because there's no such thing as perfection. It's not such thing as perfection. So we're evolving as we're learning. We're like, oh, that didn't work. So, oh, that worked a lot. Let me do more of that. Oh, let me ask for help or assistance. Allow yourself the opportunity to grow, right? And then the last thing, number 12, is to be kind. Be kind. That's KIND. Be kind, right? And that's be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. And while you're doing all that, I said earlier, shut your big old mouth. You have to have discernment to know who you want to share this with. Have discernment. Shut your big old mouth. Have discernment, knowing the people in your life who are, whatever it is you choose to do, they're going to meet you and greet you with negativity. So you want to have discernment in your telling of this particular story. And I want you to be kind to yourself, right? Be kind. Be kind. So there you go. And so that is what I wanted to share with you today on the live recording of the Better You Leadership Podcast. Um, Consider what you can accomplish, what you can manifest in your life in 100 days, and get started. right? And you say, well, what if I fall down and it doesn't work? Well, what if it does? What if it does? Right? What if it does? Right? So 100 days, 100 days starts today, right? And you say, well, what if I don't do something towards that every day? You're still within the 100 days, right? So you still keep plugging away, plugging away, plugging away, and you know that whole using the SMART concept as you are developing your goals. Um, so look that up, SMART, right? Look that up and go for it, right? Circle back and let me know how that goes for you. If you what you decide to do, if you want to. Just think about some things that I actually did. First thing is I wrote a first book, Bronco Strong. And can you see that? And so this was in 2016. I didn't know what to do, and I tell you what, if you actually follow me on social media, other places, I am the person that the spell check people wrote. That's why they did spell check for me. So I had had a lot of help with that. But I wrote, had the vision, the concept, and all that kind of thing. Then I asked for help. So there's no perfection in that. And this book is it is still being sold. This was wrote it in 2016, so that's amazing. And then collaborated with other women, and I wrote one chapter in this book, Camouflage Sisters, Leadership Through the Eyes of Senior Military Women Leaders, right? And so my chapter is Beyond Competence, right? And so this was in 2019, right? 2019. Um, and again, that again, spell check was written for me. And this is 2021, right? First children's book, Gollum's Magical Gamers. And so it's just something you want to do. So me, I want to be thought of as an author. So guess what you have to do? You have to write. You have to write some stuff, right? And this, of course, is on Amazon right now. And so start 100 days and start right now. And so I'm insisting that you be kind to yourself as you go through this process. And with that said, have an amazing day. And if you are someone who might want to get some help from a proven leader, then you go ahead and go to angelaodom.com leadership capacity, and set up a time for you and I to go through your plan, and we can determine whether we're a good fit, and we'll work for 100 days together, helping you to manifest your goal, right? And of course, I'm focusing on leadership and, of course, personal development. Um, Other than that, make sure that you go to anywhere you listen to podcasts, and make sure you subscribe, and you are able to give me a rating of 5, right? A rating of 5. I don't want to hear that see any 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, because you're being silly, right? So go ahead so that we might get this information out to more people who need it, and that would be women leaders. That's who we're focusing on, women leaders. So what I do is I just focus on the nuances of leadership. In this 100 days topic is really about leading yourself. All right. So you all take care and have an amazing day. I look forward to hearing how your 100 days has gone for you. Take care.